Peace is Friday the 29th, making today's math. Wisdom born, all being born to knowledge, knowledge, all being born to wisdom. Okay, your wise words are brought into existence through your knowledge that is acknowledged by others. By what? Your wisdom, your wise words. That's how it's acknowledged. Peace to the gods and earths. All right, peace. Welcome back to the Yanadameen Godcast. I am Lord Jamar.
And I'm Digga.
And we back with this
being all subjective and shit.
All subjective and shit.
Talking about niggas' albums.
In this third segment. And this particular segment, I want to talk about Nas. Now, first of all, damn, I said I was going to show you something. And we just jumped right into it. So let me show it to you this way. If this thing keeps trying to sign me into Wi-Fi. Here we go. So just take a look at this.
Okay.
That's a sweatshirt. That's part of the merchandise for Nas's album. So now I'll let you soak that in for a second. Maybe we'll talk about the music first and then talk about some of that right there.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you fully...
This is interesting.
Yeah, understanding what's being seen right there.
I mean,
or do you want to talk about this now?
The sword going through the pyramid looks crazy as hell.
Well, see, this is all... A lot of that is like Masonic symbolism.
Okay.
You know, some will say... Moorish symbolism as well.
Okay.
But those two handshaking, that's a Masonic handshake. Okay. The crescent moon and the star.
Right.
That's usually something, you'll usually see that crescent moon and the star turned on its back with the sword over it as an emblem of justice.
Okay.
And that sword was used in Muhammad's time and was basically put there for those who went under the study, like a Masonic study. If you were to reveal any of these secrets, your head would be taken off by the sword.
Oh, okay.
The pyramid, the building of man's mind and all. There's a lot of Masonic symbolism within that. That's circle 7, the 7 with the circle. That's like, that comes from like the Moorish circle 7 Quran, which is, I guess, slightly different from the normal Holy Quran, that traditional Muslims study. That Quran is spelled with the Q, I believe Quaran, where this is spelled Koran. And this was used by Noble Drew Ali and his followers. So I don't know the full meaning, and I've never seen like the sword chopped into a pyramid like that before.
Yeah,
so
that's the first thing that.
Yeah, I don't even fully understand everything that's trying to be said. But symbolism is used to speak to certain parts of the subconscious. That's where a lot of symbols have meaning within our subconscious. So to use symbolism in this kind of way, and controversial, with what some people would say controversial esoteric symbolism, it's interesting. I'd like a little more clarification from my brother, if possible, as far as...
So are people taking? Is it deemed offensive? Because I'll be honest, like I'm totally.
I know you seem like you don't. You were like deer in the headlight. I don't know what.
I'm letting you.
I don't know what none of this shit mean.
Cut me off. I'm just gonna sit here, eat my food. You can take the entire lead on this one.
I think certain people, that have knowledge, a degree of knowledge that I have, are looking at this slightly alarmed, but it's almost, could it be a form of trolling, like conscious trolling, You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people will see those symbols and automatically say Illuminati. You understand what I'm saying? Oh shit, Nas is down with the Illuminati. You know,
Right.
or
That's what the sheeple will say.
Yeah, he's down with the Masons, or but then some people say no, those are Moorish symbols. And da, da, da. I would just like clarification. I'm giving you certain knowledge that I have of these symbols.
Okay.
And they apply to all of the above of what I just talked about.
Okay.
I would just like to understand
where he was.
Where my brother was coming from with that.
I'm gonna give Nasir, the benefit of a doubt.
Yes. But he's working with your boy too now. You see what I'm saying? So your man trying to be king of controversy, say, listen, I know you might feel funny about, but trust me, we put a shirt out with all those symbols. That's gonna be that shit.
And we do know he's he's not above artwork theatrics, as we saw with the Pusher cover. So.
Thank you. And there's a lot of that. So yeah, I'm just.
Well,
it's something we need to talk about. Trust me, it's gonna be in the comments. And people, if I didn't bring this up, they would have been like, how the fuck did Lord Jamar talk about Nas's album? And he didn't talk about the symbolism of that merchandise.
Oh yeah, somebody's definitely breaking it down in the comments. They were correcting us all left and right. It's Schoolie D, not Spoonie G. How you forget MOP? How you forget? Look, man, everybody from the 90s was fresh. You had to be hot to get on. So,
and we ain't gonna sit here and be able to. We're not computers. We're not gonna be able to remember every single.
Shout out Ultramatic MCs.
Shout Ultramagnetic.
Ultramagnetic. I said Ultramagnetic. Did I just say Ultramagnet?
It's something like that.
Ultramagnet. God damn, I'm sorry.
Ultramatic.
Damn it. Shout them all out. Everybody.
Ultramagnetic MC.
I said Ultramatic.
Cool Keith said G.
Jesus.
And the crew. Okay. So anyway, that being said about the symbolism.
Okay.
And
thank you for bringing that to my attention.
Yeah. Well, people need, and listen, y'all look these symbols up yourself. See, a lot of times, I think people want to just be delivered all the answers to some shit. Like, a lot of times it's like sparking your knowledge. Now you do the fucking research.
I have no problem.
I'm not going to sit here and give you all the fucking answers to some shit, but I will put you down the path of certain things. And now you do your
I'm definitely going to look that up.
You do your due diligence if you would really want to know.
I would really want to know, because I didn't even know that was a thing going on. I'm just like me. I'm one of those people, like, I'm here for the music, people's antics and things.
Listen,
I really try to mute all of that. Somebody sent that to me immediately.
Look at Nas's merchandise with Kanye, and I was just like, ooh. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, Like, what struck me immediately was that Masonic, handshake going on.
Now, see, I thought that was like just some ebony and ivory thing.
Right. See, no, that's esoteric shit right there. That was a Masonic handshake being shown in that picture. Also, if you notice, it looks like the moon. First of all, it's facing a different way than I'm usually used to seeing it. Because on the Nation of Islam flag and on the 5% Nation flag, that crescent moon is facing in the other direction. Mm-hmm. So they got it facing in this direction. But it also seems to be like there's a crack or something at the bottom of the moon. And trust me, every little thing in that, I'm sure, means something. And so I would just like to get an official breakdown of it, good or bad, whatever the real breakdown of it is, I would like to get an official one. Maybe so it's not a lot of assuming going on. But anyway, let's talk about the music. Because this is an album that I actually did hear. And, there's definitely some standout shit on here.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's some shit that when I heard it, I'm just like, Kanye got in his fucking bag. He really was chopping samples in a sunken place. And that might have been a good place for him to be.
For like 4 albums.
Yo. All right, let's get into it real quick. I mean, I have, for me, there's 7 songs. So 3 of the songs are really stand out for me.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to say, for me, number 1, only because the initial guttural response that came from me when I heard it has to be White Label. White Label
I'm gonna
is hard as fuck.
I'm gonna have to
The
leave
way
ya.
that shit is sampled,
Yo.
and the instruments in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit. Yo, that's the one that just had me like some hip hop breaking neck. And if you listen to it, it's just the production is so stripped down. There is no drums over it or nothing like that, and all this other bullshit. But the sample and the unorthodox way that it's put together, you know, that joint right there is definitely stand out. You know, right now, and this is only hearing the album one time, that's probably would be my number 1. Okay. The next one probably would be that Adam and Eve joint. Okay. Adam and Eve, crazy. The joint with Puff, Not for the Radio.
I think they scared of her. Actually, I thought that was Khalees singing that at first. I was like, oh, snap. But it is.
That Not for the Radio is hard. Even though they're trying to do a Hate Me Now kind of revisited type of thing. But I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Yes, it does work. Because they're not biting like you know what I mean?
And they're addressing brothers getting shot. And this is, you know, this took it back to what we know Kanye to do. And you know, however far we feel like he took it or he's taking it with the Trump and the MAGA and everything, I always say, yo, I'm not writing him off until I get the music, because what he does in the music always represents and reflects that ideology. So yeah, the same guy running around, you know, campaigning Trump with MAGA hats is in a record talking about cops shooting niggas.
Well, and now that you say that cops shooting niggas, you know, I want to kind of talk about that song, Cop Shot the Kid, because
that's one of my favorites.
You know, well, upon initially hearing that song, because that's one of the first songs I heard off the album, it seemed like they were playing it, I was just hearing it around. I didn't know how to feel about that song at first. Like, something about the beat, you know, just that repetitive, cop shot the kid, cop shot the kid. I wasn't sure. It's kind of growing on me now. Like it's definitely growing, man. I like Kanye's verse on. I see what it is like, but that one is a little unorthodox, and I'm glad there's no more like that. Let's just put it that way. Like, it's a song like that almost had me scared for Kanye producing this album. You understand what I'm saying?
Because you expect a certain, you know, you have a certain standard for Nas.
Well, right. And like I said previously, I wasn't sure which Kanye was going to show up to the game. You see, you got your old school sampling Kanye, dope, and then you got your 808 and Heartbreaks Kanye. You see what I'm saying? Which one was going to show up to the game? There's the Kanye that does just enough. And then there's a Kanye that sometimes does too much. Like, you see what I'm saying? And I'm talking production wise.
I'm gonna say now that too much that you just said. I'm gonna say that could possibly apply to his album and the album he has with Cudi, because they are those artists that are not scared to, you know, go outside of the box and go left of center and take it there. I feel like with Nas,
come with that poopity scoop.
I feel like, yo, that sample is fire.
I didn't hear it yet.
Outside of him poopity scooping, the actual sample, yo, if he would have put that on his album, he would have killed it. Outside of him poopity scooping, right. Okay. That beat, I
still didn't hear the poopity.
That beat is hard. You right here? We gonna pull it up.
Okay. Whoop dee dee scoop, whoop dee dee scoop poop.
But the Pusha album and Nas album, like, see, those are the type of artists that are like straightforward, cutthroat MCs. So I think his more stripped down, sample formula works best in that regard. But with Cudi and himself and probably even Teyana, who's coming next, which I can't wait because I'm hearing all sorts of crazy about her shit.
Really?
So, yeah, I heard she's gonna be the closeout.
Is this her first album? Has she ever had an album before?
I want to say, I feel like she's put music out.
I don't know if she's ever had an album.
I think this might actually be her debut album. You know what? A lot of people don't even remember that she actually came in the game rhyming. Like she was
fucking with Pharrell and all.
Yeah, she had a joint, which is still like one of my shits. Traffic Stop with Pharrell. That shit was hard.
Yeah.
So like when I mention rapping, I say like, is she singing or rapping? People look at me like I'm crazy. Like, when she ever rap? Like, yeah, she used to rap. But getting back to Nas, I love it. Nas is my fave. There's definitely some standout joints. I'll tell you mine. One thing I can say about a Nas album, which is something that I can appreciate with any dope hip hop artist, like, I don't gotta like everything right away. Like, when I first heard the album, I was in Miami. Bonjour was my shit.
Right.
I'm sitting, I got the fucking Cuban cigar on the fucking terrace of the Fontainebleau. Like, bonjour.
And I swear, where you hear something sometimes matters.
Right. That was that shit. Then I got back home and I'm going to... then I hear a white label like, ooh, that's some gritty, grungy
New York
shit.
Exactly.
Look, and then I hear, and then XXX gets murdered, and now I'm sad, and then everything, and then anything, I could change everything. So it's like different records was hitting me.
Yeah, that's another good one too.
That's one of my favorites too. Like, it's one of those things where you can listen to it a week from now, a month, like, it's not microwavable. It's not going to just fade to black. Like, a month from now, I'm going to be feeling some other type of way, and some simple things is going to, appeal to me. And that's one of the things I always loved about Nas and the music that he makes. Like, he's bound to give you a classic. Now,
I was going to say, are there instant classics on here? Pardon me, when I mean by classics,
songs,
like,
or
songs. Like, so are there instant classics, like a song on here that definitely is going to be a staple in hip hop, and we'll probably hear it 20 years from now, type of thing?
I honestly wouldn't be able to answer that question for about a month. I would need to know, a month, like, cause now a month later, I'm still bumping Black Thought's EP. So yeah, we know that, like, that's gonna. Please check that out. Like, that's gonna be a classic. There's certain albums that right now that we've talked about months ago that I'm still listening to. I'm still listening to Rock Marcy's album. I
Bohemian Grove.
Exactly. There are certain people's albums that was dope in that moment, and I'm not necessarily racing to hear them again. So, right. I would have to revisit that, and I'd say about a month. But right now I can't get enough. I did take a little break because I didn't want to burn it out too fast. But as different events happen on a day-to-day basis, I get the tendency to want to hear, a certain song.
Well, a lot of times I feel like I've been able to influence certain shit just with my mind. Mm-hmm. Like it seems like I'll like a song and I don't have to talk about it, but that song will start going. So right now, I would like to see White Label, just get to be a bigger song. Like, do a video for that one, Nas. Trust me, that White Label is
hard.
Ill, and make a hard video for
you
this
nasty
shit.
Nas, Illmatic on that shit.
Yeah, go to the bridge and get all the, you know what I mean?
I've seen some critiques about like Nas's flow on this album. Like, maybe a couple people feel like he ain't in the pocket like he normally is. I think sometimes we might have a tendency to overanalyze. I think that Kanye's, sound and style of production, isn't necessarily the obvious fit for a Nas, but there's also a beauty in that as well, because, Nas is always going to be that eloquent MC. And hey, I always say from the rip, I'm waiting for the Kanye music. I'm glad you ain't let me down, bro.
Well, what's funny? My boy Vlad is fucking, nutting on himself right now because fucking Nas basically responded to Vlad.
Oh, wow.
Vlad had called Nas one of the worst beat pickers. And on one of these songs...
Oh, I can tell. Well, the last one, Simple Things.
He responds to Vlad's comment about picking
his
beats.
His beat picking,
right.
His choice in women. Like, oh, yeah,
right.
He definitely covered.
Shout out to Vlad. You got legends in the game responding to you, Kiko. That's what's up.
He definitely, again, I believe his arc is cemented. I'm happy that someone of that caliber, that's been in the game this long, legendary, is still putting it down in 2018. And again, not to be dick riding Kanye, say what you want about him. He is one of the last few that continues to promote boom bap on a mainstream level. And for that reason, I will always fuck with him.
That's what's up. For some reason, I just want to say, because I heard this coming here, shout out to fucking DJ Premier. He has a remix for the 1985 of G.O.O.D.
Ooh.
And he did like a boom bap type of remix. This shit fucking hard. Y'all need to check that shit out.
Let's go.
I got some good advice, never quit touring, cause that's the way we eat here in this rap game. I'm fucking with your funky little rap name. I hear your music and I know that raps change. A bunch of folks will say that that's a bad thing.
And once again, go check out my man LL Rock the Bells Radio, channel 43 on Sirius Radio, because I really fucking fuck with that channel.
I hear there's a Primo and Nas album coming.
Really?
Yeah.
That'll be nice.
I'm
that
definitely
sounds like...
Now that sounds more,
what we're looking for.
Gelling
yes.
with Nas.
And where somebody could really be in the pocket because
right.
that's his lane. Like this is like Nas almost experimenting
right.
a little bit, but doing a great job with the experimentation.
That's how I feel. But
yes.
but definitely Primo fits Nas's cadence more.
Well, listen, Queen, I could sit here and talk to you.
We could talk hip hop forever, yo.
Days and days and days. Shit, next week we're gonna have some MCs come on up here and get on this fucking mic. I got some serious spitters coming up here.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a little Philly special. Maybe maybe we'll get a little Maxes in the house. I don't know.
We love Philly. Ooh, yes.
If you're good, maybe I'll get us some Maxes brought up to us.
Yay.
Yeah. So anyway, man, another great one.
He was so polite this week. He said, "Excuse me, pardon me,
pardon self,
sorry,
sister.
Sis, didn't mean to cut you off. Y'all done scared him.
Pardon self, sister. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Y'all done scared him into being nice to me."
Coldly polite. They may be extremely keen to please those they're seeing. They obey all the rules of etiquette. They offer their guests drinks, ask them questions about their journey, suggest they might want a little more gravy, remark on the interest of a recent prize-winning novel.
I'd allow you to continue your thought.
And another thing about female rappers.
Well, yeah, listen. Before we go, if you enjoy the production value of the show, if you enjoy, the way we shoot it, the way it sounds.
If you enjoy my shoulders.
You enjoy those sexy shoulders of hers and just the real hip hop conversation and us not bringing you the bullshit that everybody else brings. Please donate to the show through cash.me/$Yanadameen, patreon.com/Yanadameen, or through Yanadameen.com/support. We got a lot of people that work behind the scenes every week diligently to bring this to you in a timely fashion. Some of y'all got spoiled because, I was putting these shits out 7 a.m., on like clockwork. But there was a couple of times when, hey, due to whatever, we might have get
the editor was in Miami,
we might have got the edit a little late, and then I got to send it to my man Truly Zambian. Shout out Truly Zambian, who does the, the title, the synopsis, and the timestamps. But he's in London. So there's that 5-hour difference.
Oh, we global.
So yeah, I got to shoot that to him, and then so it's just all of that. And I don't like to put it up until it's complete. So you know what? To really get this shit like a well-oiled machine, we need some grease, motherfuckers. So let's get this shit. We want to keep this shit working like a well-oiled machine. So please donate to one of those links on the screen, and it is much appreciated. So, again, for the Yanadameen Godcast, I am Lord Jamar.
And I'm Digga Digga.
Peace. Peace. It's the absence of all confusion. United we stand, divided we fall. 2 fingers together is the real peace sign, y'all. Brand Nubian peace gear. Hoodies. T-shirts. Snapbacks. Available at hoodg.com. Get yours today.